welcome into the 2024 Heart Football Media Day, entering the 24 season. The Heart boasts 14 football programs and is now the largest football conference in NAIA. I'm your host and Heart correspondent, Jillian Carroll Litrinko. Next up, we are excited to be joined by the Graceland University Yellow Jackets. We have head coach Patrick Ross, as well as student athletes Gerald Monroe and EJ Barrera with us today. Gentlemen, thanks so much for your time. We're going to jump right in and chat with you, Coach. So let's just start off talking about a terrific season for the Yellow Jackets with a 6-5 record, the most wins in a season in over a decade for Graceland. What were some of the keys to your most recent success?
Well, terrific. That's kind of in the eye of the beholder, I guess. For us, it was a somewhat of a successful year. We won a lot of football games. We were able to knock off the number 7th ranked team in the country. Having a winning season is important. But with the mindset of our football program, our football staff, and our football players, 6-5 isn't good enough. So obviously, terrific to some people, and I appreciate that. That's awesome. A lot of people think that, but for us, we got to do better. We got to achieve more. We got to keep winning more football games. So we're excited that we're on the winning margin, of as far as an overall record goes. That did help us in recruiting because, the couple years before that, I think we told them how great we were going to be, but it's hard for recruits to really see that until you start putting some results up. So the fact that we were able to win 6 football games was big for us in recruiting aspects. We were able to go out and address a lot of our recruiting issues that we had to be able to improve. And this league is incredible. Like there's every single week is going to be very difficult games. The top of the conference especially is very good with Grandview and Benedictine and Mid-America and Baker and all those teams that were vying for playoff spots. And then you get to the middle of the Heart, and it's teams that are like us, scrapping and fighting to get better every week. So there's really no time off in this league. So you have to be ready every single week. So as a football team, we understand that we had to improve if we really want to get to the upper echelon of the NAIA. And I think we addressed a lot of those things, and we're able to add to our roster the spots that we needed.
Yeah. Well, talk to us a little bit about the guys beside you, of course, Gerald and EJ, what they bring to the team, both on and off the field.
Well, I'm extremely proud of both of these guys, and they're the reasons we're able to go from losing 32 straight at Graceland to what we think is going to be competing for a conference championship. And if you compete for a conference championship in the Heart, you got a chance to win it all at the national level. So without these guys, that wouldn't even be a topic of conversation. They're both outstanding players. They're both All-American type players, and I've been coaching at this level at the NAIA and Division II level my entire career. This is my 18th year as a head football coach. And I can tell you with certainty, these two guys are among the best I've ever coached, and they're going to really help us make the run that we need to make. Gerald, is an NFL caliber wide receiver, and that's known by many people. He's been making plays since the moment we stepped on campus. And I think we're going to see a lot of that. I think if he has a full healthy season like we expect him to, he's going to break records at the NAIA level. EJ has already done that defensively last year with number 2 in the country in sacks, number 2 in tackles for a loss, also an All-American type football player and a potential NFL long snapper and outstanding football player here as well. So with the leadership of these two guys on the field, their ability to make plays is going to really help us reach our goals as a football program.
Awesome. Gerald, let's go your direction. How excited are you about this season? I know Coach just said, although you're on the upward swing, it's not good enough, but what are you most looking forward to for this season as you are coming with some momentum this year?
With me and all the new guys, I know that we got a better team than last year, and we got like an older team, so everybody on the same page, their maturity is there. So I'm just looking forward to get to North Carolina. Yeah.
Okay, so would you say that that's some of the team goals this year?
Yeah, that's the biggest team goal. It's really you really don't see nothing else other than Grandview, and what goes on within the team. I think we'll be good.
And EJ, coming over to you, how much have you seen the culture and winning attitude improve in these last few seasons?
Since I got here, I saw all the hard work that everybody was putting in, and I just kind of want to jump on the train and buy in. So it's been really good, a good culture change since all the history that I've heard about this school. So I'm just ready to see everybody's hard work paying off this fall and us go get a national championship.
And Coach, coming back to you, you have had a lot of success at NAIA programs, Lindenwood, and you're trending up at Graceland. I know that it's still not good enough for you, which I appreciate and respect the attitude 100%. But talk about how your experiences at different schools have just lent to you continuing to evolve as a coach.
Well, and reiterating what Gerald said, we're a big picture program. I know we all know that it takes every day. You have to do what you have to do to put yourself in a position to play in the big games. So we don't take anybody for granted. We are ready to roll. But at the end of the day, again, I want our players to see the big picture. That's the exciting part. Yeah, we can talk about day to day, but when you can paint a big picture for these kids and let them see that their goals are attainable. Okay, again, we've got a tough conference. We got a lot of football games we got to get to before we get to North Carolina. But that's what our goal is. If our goal is anything less, I'm not doing my job as a head football coach. I'm not getting the best out of our players on a regular basis. So I know that sometimes I say things that can look like, oh wow, he's not even thinking about Doane and Missouri Valley and Central Methodist, our first 3 games. But we are highly focused on every day and taking this one step at a time. But also that big picture is pretty exciting. It's pretty special. And I know from my years past that we have the opportunity to do so. We had great support from our administration to help us build a foundation to get a good football team. Our staff is incredible. And most importantly, you got to have the dudes show up on Saturday. So we got to be peaking Saturday afternoons. And so that's my goal. I love a great Tuesday practice, but really it doesn't mean anything if you can't put that together and peak on Saturday. So I'll take a Tuesday and Wednesday half-ass practice to be executing on Saturday evening or Saturday afternoon. And so that's our focus. What do we have to do between right now, which is August 1st, until August 31st, we play our first game to get our best players peaking on Saturday afternoon. So that's the challenge. And that's, my years at Lindenwood and Ottawa, we've won championships at both those places and have seen the highest level of NAIA football. And my time at Lindenwood, I got a chance to see some of the best Division II football in the country when we were in the MIAA and won a lot of big games in that conference too. So really, I know talent, I know ability, and the key thing for this team that we have is to get them peaking at the right time, making the right decisions on Saturday afternoons. And I think if we do those things, we'll be as good as any of the teams I've ever had.
Exciting. You're getting me pumped for season, Coach. Let's talk specifically about the Heart. There's been some expansion, right? So 2 new teams added in. It's now the largest football conference in NAIA with 14 teams. What does that say about the Heart and the sport of football in the Heart?
Well, there's a lot of respect for our conference. You look at it from the outside. Do we win the national championship every year? No, we don't. But part of that's because we kind of beat each other up throughout the season. It's a little bit like the SEC in that regard, and the fact that all the teams are physical. All the teams have resources to be good at football, and they're all putting those resources into it. There's a lot of pride within the conference. So when you have that makes it very difficult. And again, in my many years in NAIA, I don't know if I've seen a deeper conference. I know there's been a couple of years where other conferences kind of step up to the level, but consistently the league is outstanding from top to bottom. And I know for certain, it's when we won our first football game in my career here at Graceland, they lost 32 straight games. Okay. And the year before we got here, they lost on an average of 55-8. So they weren't even close. And our first win was week 2 against Evangel. It was, I think they had won 7 or 8 games the year before. They won 7 or 8 games that year and an outstanding team. But that just shows you the depth of our character. For the team that hasn't won 2 straight games within a couple of weeks in that new era could go on and compete with a team like that. And that's what it is every week. We know there's, St. Ambrose didn't win many games last year, but I know they got a good football team and they can come up and sneak up on you. And that's what our conference is about, is everybody having the ability to beat anybody on any given weekend, except for Grandview. Nobody's gotten Grandview. And I don't know how many years. I know Graceland's never beat them. So everybody's got, Grandview's set the standard for this league, and we're all kind of running up there trying to chase that level, and much respect to them. They do a great job. Coach Woodley's as good a coach as I've seen at this level in all my years, and he's built an incredible program. So we're all just striving to try to meet their standard.
EJ, coming back your direction, where are you from? Talk about your journey as a football player to Graceland.
I'm from Grand Junction, Colorado, and I played quarterback in high school, and I transitioned to defense when I went to college. Played a little bit at Colorado Mesa, just redshirting. Went junior college, to Snow College. Things didn't work out over there. And so I went to California to play JUCO ball, and then ended up getting injured after my first year. And then I came back, played, and Coach Ross found me and offered me a scholarship to go play. And I just took the offer and bought into the program.
And Gerald, where are you from? What's your major?
I'm from Dallas, Texas. My major is communication. I got here basically, I was following behind this. It was actually 3 receivers from Florida that I watched a lot before they even came. They was in high school. One of them played with Lamar Jackson. So basically, yeah, they got me here. And then I was here 2020, 2021. I had no action. And I happened to be here when Coach Ross came in 2022 in the fall, got the role, and we've been making history ever since, literally. Literally.
Well, Coach, aside from the guys that we have today, could you name an impact player, maybe one offense, one defense? I know there's a lot, but could you pinpoint
Yeah,
one?
there are definitely a lot on defense, man. I'm excited about watching our defense. We've improved a lot since we've got here. Our first year, we were a little shaky. Last year with EJ and his leadership that he brought to the table, that really helped us improve. Another guy over on defense I think brings an incredible amount of leadership is Brett Whitehall, who's been here through the full transition. He was a quarterback here before we got here, and he's just a phenomenal. He had to play quarterback because they didn't have anybody else, but great football player, really smart. So we moved him back to safety, and he really is helps get everybody lined up. You know, last year he got injured for several of the games in the middle of our season. And when he was playing, I believe he was 6-0 as a starter. And then the 5 games we lost, he didn't get a chance to play. And he's really important to that back end of our defense. And then, you know, there's obviously some new players. I don't like to talk about new players too much because they haven't done anything for Graceland yet. But we got a defensive front guy that's phenomenal. Kevin Orange is going to be phenomenal on the opposite side of EJ on a pass rush. So we're excited about that. Over on offense, you know, we've been playing with a lot of the same guys for several years. This year we've got a lot of new faces over on offense. So I think the key is going to be the returning quarterback for his 3rd year is Cade. Cade Ross is he's been very good in our system. He understands the system, and when he has guys like Gerald to distribute the football to, it makes life easier. But you know, one of the key things with Cade is his elusiveness. He can, you know, make a guy miss, extend plays. And I think we you know, again, we got some new guys in there, but I think we've got some guys in there that can really help us upgrade at the skill position on offense. But the key thing is run the football. Obviously, you know, we're gonna be able to throw it. Everybody's known that about us for the last couple of years, but we need to be able to control the line of scrimmage a little bit better and get our run game going for critical situations. So I'm excited to watch us grow from an offensive standpoint. But overall, I think our football team is poised and excited and confident, and I think we're going to see a really good football team out there come August 31st.
And I believe you hit the road for your first game. Talk to us a little bit about what are you going to expect from the squad in that first matchup?
Yeah, well, it's really cool. Our first, I say it's cool, but it's a little bit more difficult. But the first 2 weeks, we're playing new coaching staffs, so we have nothing on dome. We have no idea what they're going to be doing. We have no idea how to prepare for them, which is good because I think that at the end of the day, our football season is going to be about Graceland. You know, obviously we got to get our kids prepared to just have an idea of what they're going to see. But it gives us a chance the first 2 weeks gets Doane, and then we come back to Missouri Valley College, and they will not have had a game before us. So they got a new coaching staff in there. So our first 2 games, we have no clue what to expect. You know, they'll have film on us, but we will have no film on them. So we're just going to focus on us, do the things that we do. And that's my philosophy anyways. It really doesn't matter. I know we put together a roster that's good enough to compete with anybody. You know, you're not going to look across the field when you're lining up on our sideline this year or any year in the future, as long as I'm the head football coach here. You won't look across the sideline and feel you're defeated from the start. You're going to have a chance to win every football game you play. Now you got to still go out and execute and make plays and do the things right and stay together as a team and build that camaraderie and that bond. But I think this year, you know, if we do the things we're capable of doing, we're going to have a very good opportunity to win every game we play.
Yeah. EJ, coming back to you, just talk about what Coach is kind of alluding to there, the level of teamwork and fostering community, and just how much you do have a sense of community on your squad.
Yeah, like I said before, everybody's been putting in a lot of hard work since I got here, and like the history of Graceland football, losing all those games and now finally starting to win, and everybody sees that once you put in the hard work that you get the results that you're looking for. So I think that that's the biggest thing is everybody's buying in and everybody is has the same goal in mind at the end of the season.
And Gerald, the life of a student athlete can be tough. How do you balance both being a football player, being a teammate, and then also being a student?
Sometimes it gets kind of difficult with my schedule and me trying to work out extra outside of like the team activities. Just school is just schooling. It's just that's what it's gonna do. Yeah, basically that's it.
All right, Coach, what's it going to take a big step forward in the right direction this season?
Yeah, I think it's just going to take, all of the things that we just kind of discussed. I think, we're going to have a lot of new faces on offense. So it's how quickly can we get into a rhythm together? I think leadership's going to be a question on our football team. Who's going to take the reins and lead our football program as far as the players go? We lost a lot of seniors last year who kind of were the inspirational type. A lot of the guys we have now, they're workers. Like no one's going to outwork these two, and a lot of the guys on the team. They're gonna do the things they got to do on the field to be examples, but who's going to be that actual leadership of a voice and things like that. So it's just figuring those things out is going to be, I think, one of our biggest challenges is a football program. And then just making sure again, peaking at the right time. Can you peak at the right time? Can we overcome adversity? Obviously, our program exudes confidence. We're going to do that. Now, once things don't work out, because it's not going to go the way we expect every day. We understand every play is going to be a challenge in itself. Every game's going to be a challenge. At the end of the day, if something doesn't go our way, how are we going to deal with the adversity and bounce back and still get ourselves in a position to reach our goals, which is win a conference championship, try to get to the playoffs. And once you're in the playoffs in our league, you get a chance to win it all. Obviously, those are our expectations. But once, we have a falter some point, whether it be a quarter, a half, a full game, whatever it is, how are we going to rebound? That's going to be the important thing for our football program to figure out. And when you have all this, it's a double-edged sword. When you have all these high goals and dreams of where you are, if it doesn't go exactly how you planned, how do you bounce back and fix that? So that's going to be my challenge as a head football coach, is to make sure our guys stay level-headed on each play, on every quarter and every half and every game, to make sure that at the end of the day, we're still in a position to reach our goals.
All right, well, Coach EJ and Gerald, I know you and the rest of the Yellow Jackets are excited to kick things off. Just a short 30 days away, sending you the best of luck this season. Thank you so much for your time today and participating in Media Days.
Thank you. You did a great job with the interview.